Yeah. Jakiro. Hmm. Trying to think here. Do
Well,
they Night Stalker?
10 seconds remaining.
it's a very good Night Stalker game. Holy.
5
It
seconds
is a
Mhm.
very, very good Night Stalker game. I'm a bit concerned you don't have a lot of AoE damage. Like, of course, AoE control is lovely in a game like this, but my concern about the Bane Enchantress is that often you like having team fighting and AoE damage dealing heroes when you're up against the IO, just because you're always going to be tethered to someone, but they don't have that in regards to the support. So I wonder if they're going to need to kind of supplement with some core picks here that can kind of help out there.
Dire team
So you're
back.
thinking something like an Underlord, maybe? Chaos Knight.
Single
It's still
target.
very single target, though. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, the thing is, it depends, right? It depends who you're going on. If you already see Io tethered together with someone else, then you can go on a non-tethered target, and it's okay, right?
Mhm.
But if someone's not revealed, then you might just
10
be
seconds
blowing
remaining.
a whole lot of spells onto one target that may be pretty tanky, and then the IO
5
just comes in
seconds
with the
remaining.
save. You know, tether, Holy Locket, relocate, whatever you want to call it. So it is a little bit concerning, but again, the lanes are insanely
Yes.
strong right now for PuckChamp.
Yes. That was really the point I was going to bring up. I think Chaos Knight is one of the best heroes, especially into the Mars, regardless of in the lane, but also in the entirety of the game as well. You're just able to stand your ground through the arena. You can sustain through it. But I think there's both sides. If we're looking at the four heroes currently, there's a lot of emphasis on the lanes. Like Jakiro, pretty good
Radiant
pairing with the
team
Mars, long range catch first. The puck can be kind of nice, but it's a very, very good laning stage hero with just a spam of the dual breath. So PuckChamp, they're going to look to continue going down that route. So
Dire team ban.
and it's also something they can flex. Chaos Knight can be played as a 3, can be played as a 1. Eastern Europe is still putting a lot more emphasis than I'm seeing other regions put on the Chaos Knight.
Just trying to think what NoSorry are thinking of picking with their last pick overall, because the Medusa's been banned out, the Terrorblade's
10
been banned
seconds
out.
remaining.
Maybe the PA is the avenue that they're going to go down, just because you are
5
up against a good
seconds
amount of physical
remaining.
damage, you've got a good amount of jump as well, just to be able to crit down these squishy
Radiant
heroes.
team
And with
ban.
banning out an Underlord, that's really against heroes that are a little bit more passive, I suppose, are ones that Underlord really benefits with going up against, just ones that he's not at risk of dying, so I think that might be the avenue that NoSorry are thinking about, especially with the Doom as well, right? If you're going to
10
take it
seconds
late
remaining.
or later, then a Doom is certainly not something that you want to be going up
5
against.
seconds remaining.
I'm trying to see if they can go for an illusion hero as well, though. Like, because again, we're speaking PuckChamp a very single target. So I don't.
Target.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a PL that's able to fit in, but I think PL is like not a very good combo at all. So that makes me kind of lean a little bit away from that. Think of like a Gyrocopter who doesn't mind standing his ground inside Coil, especially if he has like Arena and Tether to be able to help out.
They do ban out that PA that I was talking about, so they might be forced to go down the illusion route. You are going against a Bane, though, who might be able to just buy that Aghanim Shard to be able to deal with it.
10
Puck
seconds
could
remaining.
go a different avenue too, just going that Aghanim Shard himself for the
5
phase shift
seconds
attack.
remaining.
Never know. It's certainly possible.
Is Monkey
But,
available?
I mean, just things... Monkey is, I believe. It's
Radiant
certainly
team
doable.
pick.
Templar
TA.
Assassin.
Okay. Just to get something that benefits from all the space that you're going to be creating with this IO and Storm, right? Like, TA just wants to be able to sit back, farm. Obviously, I was about to say, could you even lane it against the puck? But you've got a Storm Spirit, so I doubt you're doing a Storm
10
Spirit
seconds
in
remaining.
the safe lane.
5 seconds remaining.
What's the play now, PuckChamp? Do you try and flex this Chaos Knight to play it as a 3? How does a Razor look?
I don't think you can.
Choose your hero.
Okay. I mean, again, very single target. It's certainly not stuff that we're used to. You know, we are primarily Asian region casters, but I don't know, this seems very... I don't know if stubborn's the right word, but it's very like one note, this draft from PuckChamp in particular, right? They're just all on, we're going to win at this, we're going to win the lanes, and then we're going to converge, and we're going to pick off a target before they're able to react. That seems like the avenue that they're going down for me. And could work, but it really relies on some solid execution, because this TA, I really don't see much that you've got that's going to be able to burst through those refractions.
No, it's a very good Templar Assassin game. Yeah, I like it a lot for NoSorry. I think they're going to have a very big early game timing. I think PuckChamp also will have a big timing as well. My concern is this Slardar. It's a hero that can really fall off very, very fast. You're a pretty strong laning hero, but I actually don't even know how well he's going to be able to lane. I think Jakiro, just with the attack slow coming through from the dual breath, is going to make it a bit more difficult for the Slardar to be able to play this lane. And TA is a hero that likes to go boots like first item, just to be able to play your distance, set up for the side blade. So I don't know how Slardar is actually really going to be able to shape up. This hero really does thrive against melee matchups, and I'm a bit concerned because I think this hero can be very, very hit or miss. Again, if you have a rough lane, your catch-up potential, your farming potential is very, very lackluster.
I think, honestly, how that lane goes is almost entirely dependent on Roger. If he's going to be laning together with Malik there, it's about like the first level or two. Because TA, obviously, you want to probably go into the side blades just to make that CSing a little easier, also for the extra range against a Slardar. But pre-refraction, if Roger's able to get a good amount of harass out with this Blightstone, if he's able to find a good creep to be able to enchant, then that might be the difference maker. You know, who knows? Let's say he gets a Wild Wing Ripper eventually, once he's got the levels in the enchant, then that is a way to actually get through all of those refraction instances that I keep talking about.
So where we're pulling our
30 seconds
dollary
to
dues in this game one, Mr. Gonad, PuckChamp and both NoSorry, very, very strong teams. But off the back of the draft, where are we feeling?
NoSorry.
You're going to go NoSorry?
I'm going NoSorry. Yeah, I have faith in the TA, and I think they are a little bit too... I think NoSorry are a good enough team that I feel like the eventual movements that PuckChamp are going to be making are going to be obvious enough that they'll be able to set up for it
The
with,
battle
you know, the
begins.
counter initiation that's needed from the Mars, from the IO, because they kind of want this to go late-ish.
Man, I'm very indecisive about this game one. I don't think it's a obvious outdraft at all, and which is exactly what
No.
you want to see. Just come down to execution.
Ooh, they've actually changed up the lanes a little bit here. So Slardar's going bottom into the melee matchup with the Mars. Got a bit of a tri-lane happening, which of course is not too uncommon to see in the Eastern European region. But they might have revealed a little bit of this to be able to begin with. And they catch.
I'm just going to take a little bit of damage for the moment. Roger's got a early level in the Impetus, just to be able to try and zone out Dream. So yeah, Tia's going to take a bunch of damage. It's a very interesting read from PuckChamp, because we spoke about it in the draft, but the Chaos Knights are a very good lane matchup into the Mars, but I guess we're just expecting that the Slardar playing into the double range wasn't going to get a whole lot out of it, and they feel like the Slardar is important to their lineup.
I'm just sorry, watching Archangel here. He's getting harassed out of the lane completely by this support combination. How do I feel about this overall? I mean, the Chaos Knight getting a decent amount of farm solo is always going to be good, but of course it's very important that Roger hits his level 2 at a good timing as well, because level 1 enchant is just so incredibly strong. And Malik, he's doing a decent enough time on this bot side. He's already got 7 last hits in this lane, even though you've got a pull happening by Vond. It's not the worst.
Yeah, I like this swap actually a lot now. I just think the Io can't play in tri-lanes. Like, this is a hero that's very strong in dual lanes, and you see that, NoSorry, they can't bring the Io top, so they're going to force Dream to come bottom, but Dream TP'd. So you see the read from last hero. He recognizes that if he TP's top, Melik is instantly going to follow suit. So, well, he's going to do just that. So as soon as they see the Mars up here, they might just be able to swap their lanes. And they're going to do that.
Although there is a very juicy lane here coming in for Dream, though. Just 3 range creeps just for him to be able to pick up for himself. So it certainly will allow him to salvage the early game.
It's actually just Roger TPing down. I thought it was the Chaos Knight joining down bottom, but no. So it looks like they're happy with at least getting off to a pretty good start through the first couple of minutes here. But meanwhile, mid lane, Manic is bodying Young G 17-3 compared to the 11-0.
Yeah, and obviously it might just be another comfort matchup, right? I was already talking about how the Ember Spirit would have been a very strong lane for him to be able to go into this puck. Well, actually, things might change around based on this small camp. Young G just stealing a few of those and also taking away the water rune from him.
Well, now that I guess it's not. Oh, top lane, Kralat actually. Nice speed from last hero. It's going to push away Kralat from the stun. So we won't be able to continue the right click after the Chaos Bolt is chucked out. So Archangel's going to be okay. A little bit of resources expended, but nothing crazy.
A prize.
Bottom lane, they are chasing down Roger. Alex able to step in to offer some assistance. Has the 2 points in the bashes, but without being able to deal with the Eye, Dream should be okay. Of course, Yon doing a very good job to keep Dream sufficient in this bot lane and sustainable. And we see that being the case. So, yeah, no, not off to a crazy start. I feel like all our eyes are going to start to veer towards the water runes in the 4 minutes. Maybe we can get some rotations at that stage.
Just hit up onto that all-important level 2. You also have on Dream, I was thinking he might go into the side blades, but he's just gone Refraction and Meld instead, looking for that damage output as opposed to the CS secure. And well, that's a big reason why he's so far down in the net worth round, sitting 5th. But certainly he is able to recover. Of course, a TA just able to flash farm so easily if there are stacks built up for her. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit easier for him to sustain in lane, especially now, considering the IO, of course, has the overcharge level 2. You've got the headdress available, so you can play a whole lot more aggressively than you were previously.
I wonder how easy it's going to be for them to make stacks, though, in this bottom lane. I feel like whenever Yon leaves Dream alone, especially if they don't have the creep equilibrium in Dream's favor, then it's going to be a little bit difficult for the Templar Assassin just to get anything out of this. On top lane, last hero.
They're going to try, and we'll see
No, right.
what happens.
Fire and ice. Reminds me of a
Radiant
sword I
structures are fortified.
Alec, okay. Well, he was desperately trying to make sure that these waves connected just to continue to disrupt the equilibrium, make sure that Dream isn't able to farm in a safe spot. And, well, because he wasn't able to do that, you could just see you've got Vond, obviously, moving back on the IO, able to build up those stack with no cost to the TA. So, might even be able to get a pull-off here to reset the equilibrium in their favor.
Alright, well, because all the side lanes being pretty boring, no action going on, it's a level 6s where we might start to see some action. Yunji, he has his coil now available, and we already see Roger looking to make a rotation as well. I love this. Roger always has the understanding of the Enchantress and when he can kind of push the limit. Medic's gonna look to TP back to the lane, but the instant use of the coil, but it's not gonna match her. Oh my lord, Manic just rips apart the life of the Enchantress.
I was talking about the overcharge for the sustained potential in the lane, but you just see how impactful it is, of course, with the bonus damage through the increased attack speed. Obviously, that was nerfed a little bit in the most recent patch, but it's still very strong once you've got that second point into it.
I wonder how they're going to look to play the... Oh, down bottom. Refraction on cooldown for the moment on Dream. They're going to be able to reapply the Corrosive Haze, and Roger and Malik combined together. I was just going to say, I wonder if they consider bringing another support bottom to try and bring down the Templar Assassin, but they just needed 2 heroes.
You just needed that level 6 on the Slaughter. That was the big difference, right? Being able to output the damage while that Refraction's on cooldown. Oh, he's even lucky enough to get the Wild Wing Ripper here on the Enchantress. This is the exact creep that I was talking about that makes it very hard to come back to the lane, and honestly also makes it possible for you to not necessarily jungle for yourself, but make these rotations, of course, with the Force stuff that it provides to you.
Nice play from Roger. He's going to be able to get the D-Ward. Doesn't scout out any stacks. I don't believe he saw the hard stack, but potentially could be able to claim that with the Ripper if required, but they're even going to be able to rotate the Bane as well, so even Takal is feeling the importance of connecting to mid.
Come on, Sprite. Wait up.
They want the tower, they're going to go for Dream instead. Storm Spirit is TPing mid. Manic's going to look to zip on forward, trying to target down to Carlos first, but the Nightmare's going to buy him a little bit of time, but caught outside the river is the Bane. Now Manic turns his attention over to Roger, still has plenty of mana in the arsenal to be able to utilize, and Manic off to an incredible start on the Storm Spirit, already killing spree for the position 2 on NoSorry.
Such a heavy commitment where neither core from the side lanes needs to be able to join, so you just see Malik continuing to farm. You've also got on the top side, well, both heroes are doing fine up top, but it's just the amount that the supports are doing as well as Manic in the laning stage, right? Bond able to get another stack up for Dream means that he's just going to accelerate that farm. Sitting 5th on net worth now, and well, he's going to be sitting pretty much level with the top farmers.
See, smoke out from PuckChamp. Roger and Young G combined together. They do have a double damage rune, the repertoire of Young G, so we'll see how they're able to utilize this. Love to get the kill into last hero, but he can use the arena defensively if required. A 2-second stun under the tower. No TP's coming out just yet, but PuckChamp, a little bit mis-executed from them, so last hero, he's going to be able to survive the gank, and just more time wasted on the lads on Radiant.
And this is the sort of thing that you can't do again. Your lineup is very hell-bent on getting these pick-off kills. I suppose NoSorry's is a little bit as well, but in terms of the tempo that you need to make in the early game, it just feels like you're so much more... You need to feel that impact coming through from the puck, especially if you've got that DD rune.
Yeah, you just got to get a kill at this stage. Like, even Archangel's going to be fine. Meanwhile, mid lane to Carlos is going to go down for the second time this game. Mannequin yawned. I mean, you were mentioning the IO. Yeah, as soon as I saw the Storm Spirit, I'm like, yeah, Storm Spirit, I don't know. This hero is not feeling too strong right now. But with the IO buff, he's looking like he's off to a flying start.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
It just shows how much comfort it is able to provide to you. And well, the Enchantress, though, still doing the job that's needed, right? Using the Mud Golem, probably the best creep ever since the nerf to the Dark Troll Summoner for being able to push, just because of how much damage you're able to soak up from those tower hits.
So even though there's a pretty hefty kill advantage for NoSorry, they're still down 2,000 gold. Mars, he didn't have a good lane at all. Meanwhile, bottom lane, hang on a second, Dream might be in a little bit of trouble here. Ducalis has the level 6. They're going to look to relocate down bottom just in the nick of time, but it won't be fast enough. And now Young G, anticipating the extra movements, drops the coil onto 2, leashing both the heroes in the meat grinder, but Storm Spirit just gets the zip away. But Jakiro will not have the same fate as Archangel would be the 3rd death down bottom. PuckChamp finally able to get some kills across the map.
Almost about to say, can anyone come top? Because they had TPs on a couple of these heroes. You have the stuns obviously coming through from the CK available, and well, with everyone dead in the graveyard last year, it could have been a 4th one to fall, but yeah, the net worth lead just continues to grow for PuckChamp.
And it does. You see the Slaughter. Look at this item build from him. Mask of Madness, first item on Malik, and he's going to have a blink. It's such an exceptional timing as well. It's almost like he's rushed a blink dagger. So this is just a really scary Slaughter. Also, not just that, but a hero that does a lot with levels. We see Faith Beyond on PSG LGD really likes this Midas build on Slaughter because of some of the talents and even just maxing out that Corrosive Haze as fast as possible. So, yeah, Malik is off to a really good start. And this was the one thing I was scared about for PuckChamp.
Tower is under attack.
I also have to wonder a little bit, we saw how impactful the Dream Coil was in that last engagement. You can see Manic here, he's going for the Kyron Sange, obviously going to be providing you with that status resistance, but it gets to a point where you're like, when does this BKB need to come out for the Storm Spirit? Because the Puck is just going to be amazingly impactful against you for the longest time, and it doesn't seem like he's given 2 thoughts about it at all. Shiva's queued up after that.
Yeah, it feels like this is a game where Manic is going to need a hefty amount of items. There needs to be an armor item somewhere in there with the Haze and the Reality Rift. Like, if you get caught out once, you're probably dead with just all the minus armor. But like you said, you're also going to need some way to make sure you don't get caught out. So, well, he's off to a really good start on the Storm Spirit, 2nd in the net worth. So, at least with the position he's in, he should be able to get multiple items at rapid rates.
To me, it almost feels like he's wanting to play... Oh, we see some movements.
No, I was just going to mention his choreo. Nothing crazy. It's okay.
Oh, we do see, speaking of some items and potential movements, we've got the Blink Dagger finished up for Malik here. And I'm really thinking, like, maybe the Storm Spirit is going to play a lot more like bait this game. Obviously, he's had a very good start, and you don't really want your mid laner to be the bait. Typically, that's the role of the off laner, but I mean, the turnaround damage is pretty decent, at least until PuckChamp have their own BKBs, Mars, TP in, Arena. It's going to be very impactful against a lot of these PuckChamp heroes, but
hang on.
Looks like Malik, he's trying for the easy kill.
Yeah, he should be able to get it onto the eye. They smoked under the ward as well on PuckChamp. That ward placed right by the stairs at the bottom outpost. That's the location that they smoked under, but Radiant having their own really good ward at the top outpost was just able to scout out kind of the Iron Storm Spirit's positioning, so at least they do get something out of it on PuckChamp, and maybe this can open up the top side of the map where they can now convert into another tier 1 tower.
We have seen, though, that the net worth lead has shrunk back again. It was 4k, back to 2, and that's just a result of the TA, of course. Just such a fast farmer, able to get so much out of the map at such a quick timing. But Roger, he's doing a great job, just making sure that you're not able to get these free towers, using the Hellbear Smasher to quickly clear out the creep waves, make sure that you're not really wanting to be tanking a lot of those tower hits on your own.
Being caught out mid lane, gonna be Dakalis once again. Trying to take away the power and look like away from Manic, but not gonna be fortunate enough. Meanwhile, Roger as well is gonna be in a bit of trouble. Last hero feels like he's required to drop the arena. Unfortunately, he's gonna miss the spear. So it'll take a little bit extra time to be able to get the kill, but I'll be able to secure that into the tier 1 tower. So the first of the game here for NoSorry.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They get something out of this movement, and again, the net worth for the TA in particular is going to continue to grow. You do have a good amount of initiation as well coming through, of course, from the Storm Spirit. Mars very close to picking up his Blink Dagger, which means that the TA doesn't necessarily need to. She just needs to focus on damage and being there as that follow-up potential.
When are we feeling like both sides are going to be in a position where they're comfortable to take a full 5-on-5 fight? Because we've just kind of seen small skirmishes so far.
I don't think either team wants to take a full 5-on-5 fight right now. I think both of them are going to be playing for pickoffs once they get their next big item.
Well, look at this, they're rushing. Hang on a second, PuckChamp.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was about to say. That's what I wanted it to lead into, right? A pickoff into the Roshan, but they're just able to claim it before that.
And that's because Malik is already level 12. I cannot stress enough that the starter, I honestly feel like he shouldn't be at this position. Again, this is a hero that does not farm fast at all. But maybe this Mask of Madness first item with a free lane, you just saw like Malik wasn't getting active for like the first 13 minutes of this game until he had a Blink Dagger. So this level 2 in Corrosive Haze really unlocks the map now for PuckChamp with the Aegis onto Kralat.
Yeah, just redefining the role of the offlaner, right? We've seen it, obviously, most recently with Lamar playing for OG in that sort of role.
Oh, Roger. Just a roaming ward down into 4 heroes. They're setting up top on last hero. They got pretty goddamn fast here, Malik's gonna try and slither through, but he finds him over the tree line. Last hero forced to commit the ultimate here. Comes to relocate as well, but there's no extra heroes for Malik to help secure the kill. But it will not matter. He'll do it by himself. They don't have the range of the Fiend's Grip, though, to be able to cancel anyone else's life. But they are more than happy with getting rid of last hero on the Mars.
That was a very late relocate coming through. I was watching on the bottom side because when he was farming up on that top side, yeah, it's a little dangerous because you don't have the tier 1 tower there, but they had relocate and they had TPs on every single NoSorry hero. So I was thinking that maybe the rotation would happen a bit quicker. I think they were just a bit slow there.
I can have Arena now for 45, so there's a bit of a window for PuckChamp to take a fight.
Especially with that Blink Dagger available on the Puck.
He's got Arcane as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's be a really good time to take a fight for PuckChamp. Getting your items picked up. Of course, cooldowns being a bit of an issue for NoSorry, but you see how they're kind of hauling themselves up at the moment towards a triangle, just trying to secure Dreams game at the moment. Dragonlance Desolator. And he's going to be working onto the BKB. Always has the potential to disassemble the Dragonlance, so really only needs one more component.
And last year was playing so paranoid up here on the top side. He's just been standing right underneath the tower, throwing the spear, using the God's Rebuke, even when he's right next to a tier 2. I actually see them though, with them farming down on this bottom side. Manic would be a great target.
Relocate on cooldown for another 7 seconds. Young G is going to start next to a tier 1 tower. DeCarlo's going to make sure he locks him to place, and with the relocate still on cooldown, they're going to be banking onto the sustain for the Eye, but that is not enough to keep Manic alive, and now they'll chain this into a secondary kill as PuckChamp. Some very, very solid movements across the map from these lads. They're also going to try and run into the tier as well inside the river. Look at that. Really fast. Malik and Young G in combination is able to get a 3rd kill.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, just out of position a little bit. To be fair, the warding has been in some unorthodox places for this time period of the map. You know, it's not too uncommon that you see this Observer Ward in the laning stage next to the bottom tier 1 tower from PuckChamp, but now, 18 minutes in, probably not quite so much. And what I really like about it is that they made the CK rotate with his Phantasm so that not only were they able to get those kills, but they could convert it into a tower. That's what you need. You know, I'm always a big proponent of your POS 1 or someone on your team needs to be able to take towers. And, well, CK isn't the greatest at it.
Bottom lane.
Obviously still able to do so.
See Young G under the Observer Ward. Last hero considering about jumping, but not with Kralat now connecting to the Puck's location.
They should know that that high ground is watered, though, with the recent gank that happened on the bottom side of the map.
Man, they've got... Geez, hang on. This is such an early gem as well from PuckChamp. You were just mentioning the Observer Wards and how you kind of have to place them in very awkward locations, and now it's going to be even more difficult for NoSorry. Not only that, but it's just you're getting rid of the trap as well, which is always a huge advantage of the Templar Assassin.
Still about a minute or so left on the Aegis. Doesn't look like they'll be able to claim too much more out of it, but all tier 1 towers down at this stage of the game. When you have no real amazing tower pusher is a big win for PuckChamp. They're looking to try and bait someone down to rotate to this bottom side with the Observer Wood freshly placed by Roger. Maybe thinking that they can get Kralat at the end of this Aegis timing, but Roger, of course, they're using the cover of the nighttime to be able to protect him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Like we're just boiling up to a gigantic team fight. Again, the items continuing to be picked up. I mean, we've got about to be double BKB on Dire. Last hero is a little bit behind on his, so needs a couple more components, but Radiant, they've got multiple BKBs. Slaughter just found his. Smoke up from NoSorry. Young G's not an easy kill, so they're going to go for Takalis instead inside the river. Last hero is going to miss onto the spear of Young G, and now Takalis is going to be okay, but locked inside the river. Kralat is able to reposition onto the cover of the BKB, and... Oh no, that's it. No one's been able to die, and Young G is going to pounce at this opportunity, knowing a lot of the abilities have been expended. A relocate, trying to give them a little bit of breathing room. Beautifully done from the IO. They know the Storm Spirit's able to zip away. Malik's going to try and get the blink, but still on cooldown. Now under the T2 tower to NoSorry. Are they going to think about turning? Last hero. Waiting the tree line, trying to find the window. Looks like it's going to be the case. Io sent back to his grave. A couple of hits will secure the kill. And now they can turn to last hero as well as Roger. Look at the slows and look at the damage coming out. Roger with the Dragon Lance. The Grove Bow as well for good measure is just pumping in damage from afar.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Man, whoever's the one calling that team fight for PuckChamp did an amazing job. I'm almost certain that it was Ducalis just saying, kite them back to us, kite them back to us. We've got the vision, we've got the advantage, we've got the creep wave, we've got all of our ultimates.
You don't have the iron behind you to look to protect you! Oh, what was that damage? PuckChamp just mowed away the Templar Assassin's life.
Middle tower has fallen.
It's just really good. They still haven't used the Fiend's Grip. Ducalis has been so patient with this one, holding on to a crap ton of gold. Oh, they nearly tried to get the crush there off onto the Storm Spirit as he makes the U-turn, but yeah, he's just playing an amazing Bane game so far, Ducalis.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Looking for me?
Wow. Tier 2 tower, Tier 3 tower, as well as the cherry on top for PuckChamp. 8,000 net worth lead. They've got a firm control of this game.
Regeneration.
Malik?
Oh, they might try and get this gem back from Malik. That'd be a big...
Brenny's going to be dropped. They're unable to pass over the gem, unfortunately. It's like Young G was trying to get in position to snatch that and get away with his life, but that's not going to be the case. So there we go. Yeah, that's a really big kill now for NoSorry, considering Malik gives a 5 streak over, was the highest level in the game as well prior to that death.
Nearly a 2k net worth turnaround as well, and yeah, like you were saying, it is a really big deal. Obviously lets them get control back over their area, but more importantly, he was rotating back towards his triangle. He would have been able to check those 2 common cliff ward spots and remove a lot of the aggressive potential that NoSorry had. Now, that's not the case. Maybe they can look to get a play happening on the top side of the map and set up for that next Roche, which could only be 20 seconds away. Oh, they know where DeCarlos is. He's right underneath the sword.
Oh, just relocate down bottom for the measly old Bane, but again, anything you can get. That's also another streak as well. 353 gold given over to Manic, getting him closer to the Shivas.
They're pinging out that it's warded there now, but it's going to be just that little bit too late as Yond, he looks to get a little bit of a dewarding action happen for NoSorry. It's going to be a quick-ish Roche respawn, only the 1 minute or so. Honestly, both teams are... That's the big prize for the next little bit, right? We've seen how effective a TA can be when she gets that Aghanim Shard, just to provide that little bit of extra control for the team fights.
My concern, though, is that the fact that PuckChamp just lost out the gem. Look at the wards that are placed from NoSorry. You really wouldn't expect them to have these deep wards, considering it's really been PuckChamp on the enemy's territory so far. So they're going to have... Hold that thought as Youngji. Quick and easy kill into the Jakiro. They do have another ward on the cliff, so PuckChamp scouting out NoSorry's location.
Really got to get out.
Can they close the distance? Malik is the blink up. Yeah, he's going to be able to jump. Finds the ball of light. Tether's still available. Just making it back inside the base.
Yeah, both teams are really just playing around that Roshan, though. Roger had a creep inside of it. It's just expired. You've also got the TA trap, of course, and yep, both teams know Roshan is up. Shakiro is up in another 5 seconds, and you just see Young G looking to prioritize taking away that outpost control. So, I mean, they take Roshan so quickly. I don't even know if you could spend the 3 or so seconds needed to take back that outpost. You might need to just make a beeline for it on Dire.
Wait, there's a trap, lads. Okay, finally they're going to look to get rid of the trap, but it's giving a lot of information. Storm might go for the hero play. It's got the item slot available.
Fast.
They're going to make the jump. Last hero is in, but the BKB protecting the Chaos Knight for the moment. Roche is soon going to fall. Who can claim the age? It's going to be Kulat. Chaos Knight's able to pick up the second life, and now it can turn to deal with Dream as a Templar Assassin stuck inside the mouth of the pit. But Dream standing his ground, pummeling back on a PuckChamp. They're finally able to secure the kill, but at what cost? PuckChamp, they've lost the starter, but they're looking to chain this into more as they'll drag back the Io. A third death onto NoSorry. An ambitious attempt to steal away the Aegis, and it goes awry.
And it's just so close, right? We saw about 4 different armlet toggles there for Kurlat. You saw, of course, them being able to snatch that Aegis away, and I keep going to sing his praises because I'm a support mate. DeCarlos hit that Fiend's Grip onto the TA immediately after the BKB was popped, so you saw incredibly little impact come out from the TA because of that fantastic positioning coming through from the PuckChamp support.
Oh,
he doesn't have mana!
Oh, no!
The gem too! Oh, gem, yep.
Okay.
Hey, he stole the gem. Still, though, you might lose a whole lot more than just a gem.
At least a full set. They can't get any more than that.
They'll move towards top, though. Very heavily pushed in already. You've got outpost control. It's an easy one to be able to claim if they were wanting to, but looks like both other lanes are going to be shoved in too. Oh, I mean, we kept talking him up on Manic with how great of a laning stage he had, and he did, you know, but this is the downside of playing together with an IO constantly. You're always leeching that experience, and you just see what that means. Level 18 on the Puck, just the 15 on the Storm Spirit, so he certainly isn't keeping up with that damage potential. So close to picking up the Orchid for himself, though. Might be the difference maker.
Dire's bottom tower is
Very
under
close to
attack.
getting Young G with that Ice Paw. Maybe the first stun was all they needed, but it's like they'll defend top and they'll defend bottom as well. So they thought the chaos that happened through that fight, Manic was able to get the Aghanim Shard on the Storm Spirit.
Okay, that's a nice little bonus there. Obviously, Aegis would have been much better. Oh, he misses out on the Observer Ward as well. in the lane. They caught anyone? Nope, not quite yet. But you do have now the Orchid available on the Storm Spirit. So that plus the plate mail means that he's obviously going to be just so much more sustainable.
And Roger's going to do a crap load of damage in these fights. He's going for the plus 45 damage at the 15 talent as well. He's even got a Moonshard in the quick buy. Already one Hyperstone's been completed, so... like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He's doing a great job
Carlos.
so far. He's nearly got more net worth than a
Oh
Mars.
no, the Carlos. He's got the rest of the team starting to make their way bottom. They'll connect a little bit too late to keep the Bane alive, but let's see if they want to stick around though for the fight as Malik jumps in, gets a crush onto 2. Yon's the initial target for the Ghost Scepter's going to look to protect the eye for the moment. They might be able to turn it back around. Dream, he's got a double damage rune. They've got to be careful on PuckChamp. Maybe not the fight they're looking for, especially with this advantage from the rune. They've cut out the BKB for the moment.
Top tower is under attack.
PuckChamp, do you consider out going back in? No, call to evacuate.
They can't. They can't without Malik. He is their big frontliner, right? When you don't have that Dream Coil available, when the BKBs are up, he's still the one that could get a lot of that right-click damage and stuns in, of course, with this Mask of Madness build that he's gone for. So it's going to be even more of a factor, of course, once he picks up the Assault Cuirass for himself.
Pralat charging down this lane. Has the Orchid available. Whew, what the heck? Does he have a gem? Okay, Storm's got the gem. The Puck got the 20 talent. Yeah, went for the Raining Rift cooldown. 5 levels away from the dreaded level 25. We're seeing these Puck heroes so often. A lot of people are putting the importance on this hero. I don't blame him. Puck is a very, very strong hero. Also, when you see if a lineup doesn't draft into any stuns, it can really put you in a tricky position to be able to catch the Puck. And I mean, it's showing in this game. Young G 3, 0, and 11 currently flawless.
BKB is not of value as well, of course. One of the big ways that you could look to take advantage of that and pick up the Puck hero. Storm, not as strong. It does go back and forth, but both are kind of each other's bigger counters.
Yep. All right. For NoSorry, down out 8,000 gold. What is the way they're looking to take the fight? Is it 5-on-5? They're looking to just split up the map. What's kind of the play here for NoSorry over the next couple of minutes?
I think they just need to finally blow up a hero because they've never been able to do it at the start of a lot of these engagements, right? It always just takes that little bit too long, and by the time the BKBs are up, you've got that turnaround potential. You've got Roger, for example, who's able to output a whole lot more damage. So honestly, even just finding someone like the Enchantress and picking them off to be able to start things out will be a big win for them. Dream, he's only 300 gold away from being able to finish up that Daedalus, and I think that might be go time.
They do have that capability to blow heroes up. As long as last hero is able to find the stun, that's kind of the issue at the moment, is that Dire don't have that instant stun. So if you jump in, you've got the potential to pop BKBs, and then you can always just look to run your way out of the wall. So blow up a couple of heroes. That is the game plan, but it's also a very similar game plan as well for PuckChamp, and it's going to get a lot easier now with the 20 talent onslaught. It's gone for the -4 Corrosive Haze armor, so it is up to 24 armor reduction. Jesus, that's a lot.
Oh. Wouldn't even hate to see him go the Aghanim Shard after he's picked up that AC for himself. You saw previously on the map, DeCarlos was drawing around the Radiant jungle, just saying this is where NoSorry are likely to be playing, just because no one's revealing on this bottom side, no one's pushing it into the tower, but they showed a lot of restraint themselves by not TPing anyone down there and potentially being at a disadvantage. He's right underneath this ward, though.
You never could keep
Seemed like he knew
It's
that
not
was...
next to... He knew it. He knew it. Like, he's just there to, again, disrupt a smoke. So he's done his job. He's up in 40 seconds, and they're not going to lose anything as a result of it, right? You've only gotten one tier 1 tower so far on NoSorry, so I don't know, maybe they get mid, but you've already lost to a set of racks, so probably not. Roshan, of course, not going to spawn for at least a minute's time, so yeah, it's perfectly fine from DeCarlos.
Okay, I actually think that's a pretty important kill. I understand what you're saying, but with how much they've gotten out of the map now, especially with the potential of Roche spawning, it puts them in a position where they're 4-on-5 on the map. You're now able to get top, mid, and bot shoved out. You can de-ward your jungle, get the outpost, place the ward down, and they also got the power rune. So I think this is more just setting you up potentially for Roche to be up in 20 seconds, because that's the next fight that NoSorry are looking for. They're not going to try and take a fight unless it is by the pit.
The only counterpoint to that I have is that they just don't have any outer towers to play around with this cliff area. So it's not like if someone went up to try and D-ward, they're going to instantly be able to react, you know, TP4 heroes, take it back immediately.
Yep.
So it's not quite as easy as that, I don't think. Well, here's the clash. We talk about those
Malik's
choke
in!
point.
Double crush once again, but the beautiful read from Dream is able to blink away to the north. They're still hunting though. PuckChamp on relentless, going straight towards the IO. Gets rid of Yond, and he does have a buyback, I suppose. Able to rejoin, but this is now going to give PuckChamp the opportunity to reclaim the outpost.
Probably that that high ground ward as well. Look to get dewarded. Any gems back on PuckChamp? Yeah, Puck's got it. So should be a very easy one for them to be able to claim there. IO didn't pop the magic wand or the mechanism in that engagement. Maybe just feeling like he wanted to save them in case the buyback was needed. And he was pretty much dead in the water. And luckily enough, it's not a super quick Roche respawn. Nearly 2 minutes. So they're going to have that luxury of being able to sit on back. No TA trap, though, so they're going to be feeling a bit antsy on NoSorry. So maybe they might make a decision in haste.
No TA trap where? Who's being out, sorry?
In Roche. Oh, wait, there is.
Yeah,
it's just not showing up on the map for some reason.
Your map's a loser. It's showing up for me. I don't know. Your map hates you. I don't know what to say. What's this? God damn it, Roger. Why'd you go Ghost Scepter? Like, I understand. You don't want to get blown up. Very good versus Storm. Very good versus TA. I get it, but...
Good against all their heroes, yeah.
Just give me the Moonshot, man. Let me just be that absolute damage dealer. More than anyone else.
He realizes how important... Look, I think he just wants to live so they win the Roche fight so that he gets the Aghanim Scepter. And then he's able to have that.
Absolutely atrocious Scepter. That one.
Bro, it won Talon their game. in
Did it actually?
SEA DPC. Yeah, Q got it, and he was just absolute beast. He carried the game as a support Enchantress.
Alright, my bad. I think Mike was speaking about it recently on one of their games, and he was saying he really does not like it. He was saying literally give it to anyone else, just sell it, do something else, don't give it to the Enchantress. PuckChamp? A bit split on NoSorry. They don't have the Eye alive. Archangel's very far outside the base. They're going to look to jump Melik though for the moment. Great target to be able to blow up if you're able to get rid of the corrosive haze throughout the fight, and they do just that. Now the Storm Spirit's going to be in a little bit of trouble though. Lotus Orb unable to protect him against the control, but it just gives some space. It's Dream targets down the Chaos Knight. So 2 cores have been killed off with no remorse. They're going to... Oh, Dream! What is that damage? Half the health just evaporates away from Roger's life pool. As NoSorry, it comes at a cost in your Storm Spirit's life. But what a successful skirmish for them.
Oh, I think they lucked out a little bit there, just getting some lucky crits coming through from Dream, because Jakiro way too far forward for, you know, how squishy he is still. Oh, they are going to be lucky enough, though, that it's still going to be a little bit of time until that Aegis is respawning, but, well, they still hadn't taken a tier 1 tower, so they're going to feel very satisfied with being able to reduce the impact of a lot of these reinforcements, maybe even force that secondary glyph for this mid-tier 2. Well, doesn't look like it, but that'll open up the outpost control for themselves if they were wanting to. Maybe take the tier 1 tower top. It's only a couple of hits away, so why not?
I guess one thing we haven't really addressed this game is how pretty good of a Templar Assassin game it really is. I think you mentioned a little bit earlier that they do
in the draft, yeah.
But like I think we've kind of avoided Dream a little bit and how good of a game he's really had, and I guess it's finally showcasing, especially in that last team fight. Roche is falling fast, man. Melik, but it's a perfect time to be able to jump. Is he gonna have the damage to snag the Aegis? Melik gets it. He gets it. He's gonna try and get out, but Dream on hot pursuit. Gets rid of the first life. PuckChamp charging into the middle. Arena's going to protect him for the moment. They're on to Dream. No refraction charge, and Dream's going to go down. Now they've got the feed grip as well as the Carlos under the cover of the Shadow Element. Gets rid of the Storm Spirit. And PuckChamp, they're not done just yet. Why not go for the Jakira at the mouth of the pit? Malik, he started the fight and he'll end it as well. Man, PuckChamp, what was that?
Was crazy, and the important thing was they lost the Aegis, they got the kill, but they didn't take the refresher shard either. Ducalis was able to just walk into the Roche pit, and he's got it right now.
Jeez.
I was thinking maybe if they took a longer fight, if Dream looked to rejoin. I mean, he still bought back, and for what?
For what, indeed? Maybe thought the fight was going to break out a little bit longer. I don't know.
Not against this. You just got such heavy burst. I don't think you can afford to go for these buybacks when, I mean, the big objective has been claimed, you know?
Jeez, I wonder how different that fight looks if Dream has the 25 talent. He's probably got more refractions, not going to get blown up. Because again, it's a lot of, you don't have the damage over time or quick right clicks coming out from PuckChamp. I guess really just the illusions if Kralad is on top of him, so... Jeez.
That plus Witchblade is all they have that's going to be dealing with those refractions.
Man, I mean, that is just... so what... I guess...
Ducalis is a beast with his positioning, I gotta say. Like, he's always able to get these perfect Fiend's grips off. Honestly, let him hold the refresher. No one else needs it. He's doing a great job. I mean, they could honestly win the game if they get another Fiend's grip onto the TA. She just bought back. You don't have a Storm Spirit buyback.
A prize.
But not with the rest of his team for now.
Man. Malik was off to a flying start. 5-3 and 12. Net worth is not looking too crazy, but his impact overall in this game, rock solid of a position 3 for PuckChamp. AC now completed as well. These towers are going to melt.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep, don't think that glyph is going to do all too much. I think this top lane was going down regardless, so...
Lost hero.
Lost hero.
That's a lot of damage. Manic's going to jump the slider. Really vital to the lineup. They're able to blow him up. Ducalis going to step in though. Fiend's Grip's going to instantly be cancelled. And now they can just turn to Kralad. So without the Chaos Knight now, PuckChamp, they get out. They can't stick around too much longer. Manic has got a decent amount of mana to be able to jump in if they feel they have a window. But NoSorry is going to respect PuckChamp.
Woo! You were talking about before that they don't have that instant lockdown, and obviously you want to make sure that you've got that BKB available for, you know, interrupting the Orchid and that sort of thing, but it feels to me like PuckChamp are clumping up a lot, so if you're able to stall this game out for long enough, you're going to get these tier 4 items now, and if you can get that Aghanim Scepter available for the Storm Spirit, that could be the big turnaround, because we've seen how much damage Dream's able to output if you just give him the opportunity to.
And there's a lot of farms down bottom.
25. Yep.
Look at that. Yeah, Manic.
Farm bot, leveler. I mean, you win a team fight, you could take some bases pretty quickly.
I think one thing to look at as well is just the itemization between the ones. Templar Assassin, I believe this is a Swift Link is going for with the Eagle Song, whereas the Chaos Knight, his Eagle Song is going to be turned into a Butterfly, so something that maybe NoSorry is going to have to consider with the next couple of items.
Are under attack.
Well, I mean, Dream's such a good player, right? Like, I'm sure, is just going to see that butterfly and say, all right, I'm never going to right-click the CK directly. I'm always just going to be looking to splash my side blades, make sure that there's not that same potential for the evasion.
Yeah, I feel like for NoSorry, their prime target, you got to get rid of the slider throughout these fights. You have to make sure he cannot get multiple corrosive hazes off. If you're able to do that, I think Ducalis has had a lot of impact as well. So you can get rid of Slider, be really nice. I think it's probably Slider Puck, but if Bane is someone who is easily able to be brought down, then you're definitely going to put him on the chopping block.
You see here with the Puck itemization choice going into the overwhelming blink instead. I'm not sure how crazy I am about that, just because you're not really disrupting too many blink daggers in my eyes, right? Like if a puck's going in onto the front lines, you obviously have the risk of them just turning around on you, instantly blowing you up. And it's not like the supports are ones that opt to use it either, so maybe just wanting that little bit extra.
Oh, you got a D ward. Oh no. Alright, you gotta get out now. If you die, you can't stick around without that cliff ward.
It's just going to rally around another one. Look at the positioning.
It's gonna be pretty obvious shortly when mid gets shoved in. Yeah, look at that. Nice orb. Should, yep, see his Dream's location. What's the play now? Smoke's gonna pop on Malik. Rips her inside the base. A long zip onto Takalis. Under the traps, Takalis. Oh, he gets a nightmare. Uh-oh. They need to try and protect the Storm Spirit as most as they can, but the core's going to be dropped onto 3. This is a level 25 core as well. They don't have enough Protect Manic at the moment. They tried to relocate away the TA, so they don't have enough to keep the Storm alive. An instant use of the buyback. They're going to look to reinitiate the one. NoSorry drains back into the middle. They're onto the Chaos Knight as Collat. He goes down under the damage, and now they can chain this into Roger's life as well. It comes at a hell of a cost here. Multiple buybacks from either side. One coming out from Young G. And also, I believe, Mars and the Storm Spirit bought back as well.
Heavy commitment from both sides with that buyback. It was another good interrupt of the Fiend's Grip. The Ice Path just clipping on top of the high ground there as Bane was starting to channel it out onto the team fight. So could have been a very different outcome again. But with that buyback, again, I keep talking about this Aghanim Scepter as the important timing for the Storm Spirit. He's not going to have it for a little bit now. Does get a Timeless Relic for his troubles, so if they could stall it out again, maybe go for this 4th Roshan as this big turnaround potential, then they've still got a small chance. Gaben's given him 17%.
I don't know what happened in that fight. Honestly, that was a crazy fight. It's very quick, over and fast.
He does have buyback. I think that's the better question for right now. The CK, the Slaughter, they're the important ones for right now.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Just looking to bait out the fact that you probably don't want to be using these buybacks when they've got so little time left. Just getting those 40-minute siege creeps pushing in. Someone's going to have to deal with it. And looks like for now it's going to be the Puck.
I wonder when Dream as well considers about... Hold that thought. Malik's charging out. Trying to run into any heroes. They won't catch anyone. I wonder when Dream's going to consider going the Blessing just because of their issues with dealing with side lanes. He's pretty much the only one that can, and especially with super creeps in mid and top.
I think their pickoff is just so good that it's so risky to even show on a lane away from the rest of your team for 5 seconds.
They're not grouped from NoSorry.
Around this cliff ward.
Smoke's gonna pop. They'll see Roger. Roger's gonna burrow himself deeper in the trees.
Danog is desperate for this Aghanim Scepter. He's only 800 gold away. Just consuming the tome just now. Wants that level 25 as well. Again, it's all about the wombo combo comeback for NoSorry right now.
It's a big ward place.
One really that can, and the only one that can really put himself onto the front lines this time around. I don't mind that Jakira's doing it, right? He's got the buyback. You don't want the IO to be the first one burst down. He is your sustain for these team fights. So it might suck. You might be giving your life away, but it's what needs to happen.
It's a pretty big neutral item. Last hero gets a ninja gear, being the initiating hero. Roger's just a bait. They're gonna take the bait. Let's see how much damage Dream truly has. Instant use of the Ghost Scepter. Even Arena's committed as well. Dream's gonna commit inside the middle. Oh no, they drag him on the high ground.
He's on the high ground.
He's taking too much damage. The Phantasm Illusions deal with the refraction. A dieback for Dream. Now Collat can turn to deal with last hero, who too is stuck with the Chaos Knight as Collat just goes to work, pummeling down another hero on NoSorry, and they will crumble just like that.
It would seem that almost anything can call itself a
You gotta call it. I mean, they're gonna maybe just with pride fight this one out, but you've got no defense for this this high ground. You've got a Storm Spirit looking to zip in and out, obviously nowhere near as strong as it used to be, and all the lanes are pushing in, so you might be able to deal with one lane.
Let's force. They're gonna go for the Jakiro instead. You need every single hero you can possibly get. Wait, Dream's got a buyback. They weren't expecting to come back up that fast. Dream is in. Do they have any control? They're gonna have the silence coming through for the trap, but a beautiful nightmare delaying the damage from Dream, but they get the kill regardless. The Carlos in the tree line as well. Oh man, they live to see another day.
I would have called that. Oh my god. Wasn't thinking it would be that close on the TA, but clearly I need my eyes checked.
Well, I didn't have the buyback status up because I didn't expect him to have it. You know, you look at the top, you see the gold under the heroes. I'm just like, yep, doesn't have it. Not going to come up shortly, but all right. Unfortunately, man, if Roche was up, that would be perfect for NoSorry.
Annex nearly 25. I'm telling you, the Wombo combo could happen.
My concern is just how Dream is not survivable when Kralat gets on top of him. Every single fight, Kralat is just trying to beeline towards Dream's location because he knows, one, they can't deal with Phantasm at all, and two, that is the way they win the fight. If you get rid of Dream, the damage is lacking. So I don't... Can you see a way that NoSorry can kite the fight and avoid Kralat?
Yes. Okay. So I think the way that they're going to go about doing this is with Mars. He's just been able to finish up the Heaven's Halberd for himself. He's also got the Blast Rig. So I think he's going to use the Ninja Gear to be able to catch out any kind of smokes, use the Blast Rig to be the one that soaks up the initial damage. Hopefully they pop a BKB for him. If they don't, then it's going to be on Manic to be the one to be that initiation with that level 25, and then the TA comes in. Okay. But I think it has to be the Mars playing on the front lines from now on.
Oh, let's take a look at the buybacks, though. Kevin Snipe at 3, all on Radiant.
Roche is up.
No buybacks for them. They will take Roche very, very fast. And I don't think Radiant are going to make a play like they did prior. So way to replicate that. Here we go, 4th Roche. This is a lot of components as well that NoSorry have to play with.
We'll get Ags. Dream should get Ags. All right, Io's taking it for now. Might give it to the Jakiro. Okay, don't hate it. But in the meantime, lost the range Rex.
Okay, so Ages on TA. You got the cheese on Yon, the Io. Where's Refresher Shard? On Storm, and like you said, the Scepter is on the Jakiro. So very interesting that they put the priority on the Jakiro, but I suppose you were speaking about kind of the combo coming through from the Vortex, and it's going to be a lot of damage as well if you're stuck inside Arena plus the Macropire. This could be scary. NoSorry, around a choke point is a prime location for them to take this fight. Long zip in.
Puck's up top.
Manic. Hang on, playing very ballsy. But it's an early BKB force out from Kralat. This is actually a pretty good start to the fight. Kralat's not going to have a second round of the BKB, so they're going to be really cautious. Second Arena. Doesn't really give them a lot of control for the moment, but the Fiends keep controlling the Templar Assassin. But off to the right side, they're able to get rid of the Storm Spirit. Now they can turn their attention to deal with the supporting cast. Ira's going to be brought down. As Dream's just getting controlled. They've got no detection. Finally, they're able to lock into the Bane. Last Hero secures the kill, but Dream is going to get out. They need a way to be able to protect the Templar Assassin. Dream, he's playing with the second life, but I don't think there's much they can do. Even with this round 2, they're going to surround the TA. Kralat playing on the higher gun drags him up. It's a ballsy call, but Kralat gets all the lives still ever required to win the duel.
Dude, Carlos again, man. He just gets the full Fiend's grip up to the side there. Why not? Ooh. That was so frustrating. Full Fiend's grip means the BKB is not worth jack. Afterwards, Nightmare, Enfeeble. He was doing no damage. He had no teammates to be able to help him out. I don't care what anyone says. Ducalis is the MVP of this game. Just great wards, great vision, completely locking down that TA. What a game coming through from the Bane.
It's a frustrating position to be in when you are 5,000 deficit. You know, there's a little bit of pep in your step. You get that 4th Roche, every single component given over, just such a minimal lead, and you held this game for so long and have showed signs of life as well for NoSorry. There's been fights where we've seen them be able to pull out the advantage, and maybe they were in a position where they were able to turn it around, but like you said, just that last fight, Ducalis not having detection, the Fiend script just making it not possible at all for Dream to do any damage. And really, that fight was not looking bad as well. Like you said, Mars is going to jump into the middle, try and force reactions. It was a really early BKB from Kralat. They could have kited him the second use of the arena, but off to the other side, the Storm Spirit was caught out. They didn't have Manic really for that skirmish. And man, what a crazy game one, though, to start our night.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, the one takeaway message that you might be able to say for NoSorry is I understand why they wanted to go in that last engagement. Puck had just revealed on the top side with, I think he had the gem at the time, and he was getting rid of a TA trap, so they knew he wasn't there immediately to be able to respond to a lot of that aggression, but they just went on to the wrong target. You know, so much was popped to be able to take out that Enchantress. Like half of the Storm's mana pool, Mars popped an arena, and he still has the Aeon Disc, and they had no way to be able to get through that. So I think maybe just if they were able to take out literally any other target at the start of that engagement, it could have been a different story. But game 1 to PuckChamp, very well deserved.
Very well deserved indeed. But this sets us up perfectly for our second game. Both these teams looking incredibly solid. Of course, PuckChamp with a little bit of a roster swap here with Roger coming in for Astral. And well, at least for game 1, looking very solid on the Enchantress with how he was able to go for a little bit more greedy of a build. I'm excited to see, especially what hero they're able to give him. And overall, PuckChamp can continue with this momentum. But NoSorry, they are not out of it just yet. Sitting very comfortable in the standings. So they have showed their prowess not only so far through the DPC, but also through D2CL as well. But it's a question of, can they set themselves up with a solid game to draw? Well, we'll find out after the break.